Ladies and gentlemen, this is the moment that you have been waiting for months and months, and it's felt like years and years, but it is here. The beginning of 2025 NFL football starts tonight. The kickoff, a NFC East matchup, very fantasy relevant matchup as well. Eagles, Cowboys. Eagles obviously coming off a Super Bowl championship. We're going to talk about what all this means for fantasy football. Our goal in tonight's stream is to answer as many of your questions as we possibly can. Ladies and gentlemen, it is football time. That's right. We've got a matchup tonight, an over-under of 48.5 points. That number has gone up a point since we did our start sits. So Vegas believes there will be more points in this game. Probably has a little bit to do with like adjusting to the Micah Parsons news. 8.5 point spread is actually the largest spread of the week. So this could be a very dominant game for the Eagles, but we're excited to be here with you. Now, here's the dealio. We're doing a giveaway today. Every time we hit 50 likes, we're giving away a start, sit, and a trade question voucher. Now, if you want to get in on that giveaway, all you have to do is like the stream, all right, and type kickoff into the chat, all one word, and you'll be automatically entered. Every time we hit 50 likes, we're giving away some vouchers. So we appreciate y'all for being here with us. Here's how today's stream is going to go. As every stream will go for the rest of the year, okay? Anytime we are live, we will start with the questions on the Flock Fantasy website, all right? Those people who are prioritizing us over there, we're going to prioritize their questions. If you don't have an account on the Flock site, use the code LAND, create an account, and we'd love to show you some love over there. Shout out to Bruce for becoming a little YouTube member there. But we will get to these comments here on YouTube. But first, we are starting with the start sits on the Flock site. This is how you can prioritize yourself. So anytime we're about to do a stream, you can pop a question to the site with the promo code LAND with Zach and Badaki from Fantasyland, and you'll prioritize yourself. So just want to quickly say, man, devastating news for Raiders legend Amari Cooper, who after signing with the Raiders,
devastating.
You know,
I'm heartbroken by this.
Yeah, you know, got a couple practices in and said, yeah, you know what, I don't want to do this anymore. This reminds me of when I was playing soccer in high school. I was in my sophomore year, and I was like, do I really want to do this anymore? No, I don't. I don't want to do this anymore. And then I left after like the first couple weeks. But shout out to Amari. Okay, this is a start sit Badaki for E-Power. Let's start off here.
Yeah, appreciate you. Here we go. One quarterback, 12 teams, start 7 at the quarterback position. Well, it looks like he might have done it a bit wrong here, so we might have to give him
let me just explain really quickly, E-Power, how this works. Yeah, let's go through that. So you haven't given us any players to decide, my friend. So I'm going to give you a free start sit voucher, and I'm going to tell you exactly how this works. So for example, once you link your team on the Flock site, that is the first step. All right, so link it whether it's Sleeper, ESPN, or Yahoo. Once you've done that, you can click start sit here, okay? And then it'll automatically have your team, all your settings linked up, and then all you need to do is tell us, all right, so I'm locked in on Bo Nix in the Flock League. All right, but if you're considering players at each position, tell us who you're considering, okay? Because that's going to help us. That's telling us who your options are in your lineup. All right, so tell us who's locked in, tell us who you're considering, and then submit the question, because right now you've not submitted any information when you submitted the question, my friend. So that voucher's in your account, and you'll get a notification via the Flock site that we answered this question, so you can come back and ask it. Jazzmox is next.
Yeah, Jazzmox, one quarterback, 14 teams, start 7. You're starting Jared Goff, Jonathan Taylor, Tony Pollard, Jackson Smith, and Jigba, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Dalton Kincaid, and Tetaroa McMillan. At the moment, this is how I would set my lineup. Yeah. I see Travion Henderson there, but kind of like what we kind of been saying, kind of want to lean on what you know so far with these veterans. So what you have right now is exactly how we would go about your lineup.
Nope, I agree. I would not change anything about that. You've got it set up correctly.
New York Giants Street, appreciate you. Welcome to the stream. 2 quarterback, 12 team, start 10. This is a dynasty question. You're trading away Jacoby Myers for Russell Wilson. Surely you can get something a little bit better than this now. And if you're just looking to get a quarterback because you're in desperate need of one, which it looks like right now, you have Jaden Daniels, Baker Mayfield.
Yeah. I'm not doing this trade. No way.
Yeah.
Russell Wilson, like I don't even know if I would pay a third for Russell Wilson. So Jacoby is worth more than a third. Russell has a very clear timeline on his career. They drafted a first-round quarterback. So No, we're not going
Rather
out and
not.
trading for Russell Wilson in a Dynasty league. Even in a Superflex league redraft, I don't think I would do this. So, yeah, like I said, like Madaki said, I understand wanting to get a better quarterback 3, but not at the price of a Jacoby Myers. Maybe at the price of a 4th-round pick. Whoever owns
Something
Russell
like
Wilson
that.
needs to be realistic. They're not going to get Jacoby Myers level player in a trade.
Your boy Blue is next.
Yep.
1 quarterback, 10 teams, start 8. You're starting Kyler, Bucky, Alvin, Amon-Ra, DK, Evan, Tetaroa, and you're considering Martin Harrison. Ooh, Josh Jacobs here. I would be starting Josh Jacobs over Martin Harrison,
absolutely.
no doubt about it.
Yeah, you've got some great options
now, the question is, do you start Martin Harrison over DK Metcalf? Because I would.
Yes, I would as well. I don't like DK Metcalf's matchup this week. It's very possible that DK can come out of the gates hot and just get a bunch of targets, but he will be going up against that Jets secondary, including Sauce Gardner, highest paid cornerback in the league. And even if you look at like Garrett Wilson last year before Devontae Adams came, the first couple of games he and Aaron Rodgers were not on the same page. It took them a little while. So I'm not suggesting Metcalf's going to do bad this week, but there are enough reasons to question it that I think Marvin Harrison is a start that is more intriguing to me in a better matchup. So
yeah, completely agree. Appreciate you. Your boy Blue. Daniel 007 with another one.
What's up,
one of
Daniel?
the highest contributors this month so far. 1 quarterback, 12 team start 7. Brock Purdy, Gibbs, Chase Brown downtown. You're going to start Ladd McConkey there as much as we like, and Mika Tetaroa, Evan Ingram, and Kenneth Walker. Yeah, that's exactly how I would have my lineup here.
I think what Daniel is facing right now is a difficult decision a lot of you are facing, which is, I've talked about, Mika Ibuka on today's video, a player that I'm very excited to start. But that's if you don't have a better option, right? And I think you do have better options on this team, like Ladd McConkey, which we've mentioned. We've already seen, like, if Ibuka has a season like Ladd McConkey had last year, you would be thrilled. You would be like, wow, this is an incredible draft pick I've made. Well, you already had Ladd do that now entering his 2nd season. Ken Walker should be the starting running back. His touches should be secure. So, yeah, I mean, it's going to be fun to have Ibuka long-term. I get that you want to play him, but in a start 7, your life is just going to be a little bit more difficult each week making those decisions.
Yeah,
well, it's actually easier, but you're making harder decisions.
Yeah, I appreciate you. Thank you so much for that one. All right, Aiden Fafarner. Maybe I'm saying that wrong. Appreciate you. 1 quarterback, 10 team start 7. Daniels, Pollard, Connor, AJ Brown, Chase, Kittle, Jacoby. Just having a look at your running backs. That's the running backs I will be starting. In that flex option, I see some good options here, like Travis Hunter. I will be starting Travis Hunter over Jacoby Myers. Personally.
Yeah, I mean, my name's Rod and I like to party, and that's a party pick. Jacoby Myers is a safe pick. Honestly, Jacoby Myers, it has a much safer floor. Let's just get this out of the way. Much safer floor. But my friend, you're playing in a 10-team start 7. Everybody's teams are going to be stacked. I think you do need to try and shoot a little bit at the upside. Jacoby, clearly safer floor. Travis Hunter, with the unknowns of what this offense will look like, I think a little bit of a funner upside. So maybe if this was like a 12-team, a 14-team league, we'd say, you know what, let's just go get the guaranteed points from Jacoby. But small league, everybody's lineups are going to be just dominant. So, yeah, that's what I would say there. Hey, guys, just a heads up, if you're just joining us on the stream, number one, thank you so much for being here. We're hyped for football just as much as you are. The goal of today's stream is to answer as many questions as physically possible. Now, people who ask questions on the Flock Fantasy site will be prioritized first on every stream this year. When you drop a super chat, we'll get to that on YouTube, but just know YouTube takes 30% of your donations. So it's not very kind to us smaller creators out there on YouTube, but we appreciate y'all. We're going to do everything we can to answer as many questions. If you want to prioritize yourself, go to the Flock site. If you haven't created a free account on the Flock site, create a free one, use the code LAND, and you can check out the My Teams feature, link your teams, and if you see any value in it, great. If not, no worries. Now, here's the deal. We're doing a giveaway today. All right, all you have to do to enter the giveaway is like the stream and type kickoff into the YouTube chat. Once you've done those two things, you'll be automatically entered. And then basically the way it works is every time we hit 50 likes, we will do a giveaway where we give away vouchers, we give away start sits, trade question vouchers, etc. So that's how you can get in on the fun today. All right, Seaweed 17 with the trade question.
Yeah.
Looks like Dak, Walker, and Ibuka, they would be sending away for Jalen Hurts and Jackson Smith and Jigba. So you're losing a starting running back here. That's pretty significant. You've got a 1 quarterback 12-team start 7 league. If you lost Ken Walker, your RB3 would be Travis
Etienne.
Etienne. I don't like that at all.
I'm a little bit on. I think I understand, but the wide receiver room is not the strongest either. So like it's kind of give and pull. So you're up tiering at the quarterback room, but you're also up tiering at the wide receiver room, and it's not terrible. We like Emeka.
I don't think the wide receiver room is bad at all. I would
don't think
love those
that's what
four
I'm saying.
names.
It's not terrible, but like it's an upgrade.
Sure, it's an upgrade, but you're losing a starting running back entirely. Like I get that it's a start 7, but I wouldn't personally be doing a deal like this. You need to stay strong at running back this early into the season. We have no idea what sort of injuries might occur. So, yeah, just my personal opinion. I wouldn't do this.
Yeah, I think I might be on the opposite, where like I'm okay with this trade.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hopefully you're okay with Travis Etienne in your lineup, because with the amount of injuries we could see at running back, that is a real possibility. Let me think of a counter. There's got to be a counter out there to meet in the middle, like where you get Montgomery and you send like a Trey Benson or something. Like there's got to be some counter where the hit that you're taking is alleviated slightly. So that would be my ideal counter for you. But two different opinions there. You can rock with whatever you want. This is the type of trade I'd love to make in like week 6, 7, when I feel secure with my roster. Not sure it's what I want to do before week 1. But I totally get where you're coming from. If all of his running backs stay healthy, it will be a great trade. So yeah. All right.
Dynasty Ty is up next here. He says 12-team PPR start 7. Puka JSN wide receiver 1, Ricky or Emeka in the flex. I think we would both go Ricky there. Floor or ceiling pick based off matchup. Yeah, look, and I think it is based off matchup, and it's not based off matchup actually. Excuse me, Ty. It's actually based off of what your opponent is playing and who your opponent is playing, especially in the start 7. These smaller teams should be a lot better, right? So if you're telling me he has a really high-end wide receiver, he went wide receiver heavy, then maybe you should be going high upside play with Emeka, but that safe floor is Ricky. We've been having this question all week. I'm going Ricky based off of who you're actually playing against in that flex option. Or you go Emeka if you need that high upside play. If you need 25, hopefully plus points, that can be Emeka this week.
I think that applies to both of those names. Like I think the upside play applies to both of the names. So they're both young players that haven't proven a lot, that we expect a lot out of here in 2025. So they're back to back in my rankings. I slightly lean Ricky, but Egbuka is a funner play because he's a rookie. But I slightly lean Ricky. However, I actually do think Egbuka is a safer floor. I think they both present similar upside, but Egbuka is a safer floor. I have Ricky one spot higher, just with that matchup and the lack of health in that wide receiver room there. Manyo here with a start-sit question. It looks like he's starting Baker Mayfield at running back. He's got Henderson, Walker. You got to go Walker here in week 1 if that was your options. Then London, CD, Tucker, Kraft. And at the flex spot, a lot of great options here. I would go McMillan. We've talked about McMillan a lot this week, but kept Coker's on the IR. Adam Thielen is out with a trade. It's a good matchup for both offenses to exploit relatively weak defenses in that Carolina and Jacksonville game. I think McMillan, I'd be shocked if he doesn't have at least 8 targets. Now, Henderson, on the other hand, we believe he'll be involved, but it's more of a projection rather than good rationale at this point.
Yeah, for me, I see Ricky here, so I'll be going Ricky. I like Tet. I think it's the same thing. I would wait and see what that performance is going to look like for a rookie first, and then let Ricky out there.
Yeah,
but I don't think either way you have great options.
Sure, I just think there's more competition for Ricky, but I can see it going either way. All right, Manyo back with another start sit, different team. Baker Mayfield coming off the board, Kyron Williams here. DeAndre Swift would be the other option. Then at wide receiver, this is where I would go Terry. If there's any reports that come out that Terry's work will be limited in some fashion, then we can change our mind. But right now, we don't expect that to be the case, so we're not going to limit Terry in our lineups either. And then at the flex spot, for me, this is tough because, well, yes, Tet, but I think Swift is going to be the guy in that offense from day one. Now, not a great matchup versus the Vikings. So this is more of a toss-up for me. I would go T-Mac though, but it's a toss-up. You got a lot of great options here. This is a team that could definitely afford to tier up. With the amount of options he has on his bench, he could definitely afford to like turn a Kyron and Ridley into, you know, a top running back.
Sure.
Yeah.
Appreciate you, Mania, for those two. T. Mitch, Mahomes, Bucky, JJ, Tucker, Drake London, Tetaroa, and your next best available here for me would technically be Xavier Worthy.
Okay, I think Worthy is the party play and Pollard is the safe play. So it would depend on your matchup for me.
Yeah.
Does he only start one running back in this league?
I'm assuming it's one running back. But well, I mean, if somehow, some way it's not, if this is wrong.
Yeah.
You know.
So obviously,
going the opposite.
From a lineup management perspective, you would put Worthy at wide receiver and Jefferson in the flex, just in case any crazy injuries happen, so you don't screw yourself over. But I'd say Pollard is the safest play, and Worthy is a party play with the amount of work he's going to get. So yeah, and you also have Mahomes in your lineup. That kind of maybe is a tiebreaker as well, in the sense of like, hey, if how the Chiefs go, you go. So if they have a great game, you could easily win your matchup with that stack.
100%. Appreciate you though, Mitch. C. Nielsen.
Now, just wanted to give a quick heads up because we did reach our light goal of 50. So to anybody who is just joining us, we are doing a giveaway today. And the way it works is all you have to do is type kickoff into the chat, one word, just like you see on your screen, and then like the stream. Once you've done those two things, you'll be automatically entered into today's giveaway. Every 50 likes will give away a start, sit, and a trade question voucher. Right now we have 24 entries, so we'll answer one more question. Oh, those are starting to go up. We'll answer one more question. We'll give you guys one last chance to enter, and then we'll do that giveaway here. All right, C. Nielsen here. Quarterback between Purdy, Nix, and May. This is Nix for me, but I could see Purdy outscoring him this week in that matchup. But I trust Nix a little bit more. Bucky, Gibbs, McConkey, CeeDee, and Njoku. At flex, he is deciding between... he probably can't play Purdy, but Wilson, Walker, and Sutton. My gosh. I'm going to rule out Wilson.
For me, this is Sutton.
Really?
Yeah, I know all of them are pretty safe. Like in the Walkers of the world.
Yeah, I think
it's one of those things, sorry to interrupt, but I just think it's one of those things is going to be based off of what the other team looks like. How that other team is starting off. You have a lot of afternoon slate games here with Kenneth Walker, Cortland Sutton, maybe, and Roma Dunze. If you don't start off strong, then maybe you just go with a high upside play.
I think they're both high upside plays, though. That's
all these players are high upside plays.
Yeah, so
specifically Rome, Walker, and Cortland. So
yeah, I agree. So my process would be a little bit different. I would just be thinking about who's guaranteed to touch the ball more times, and that would be Kenneth Walker. Who's guaranteed to get more goal line work. Sutton, like projecting a touchdown for a wide receiver is just more difficult. So when it's such a close battle between two names in your lineup, that would be like my decision factor. Who's going to touch the ball more guaranteed? Who has a better chance at a touchdown? Obviously, Sutton can score a touchdown, but those are less sticky than running backs, given like the goal line and manufactured opportunities for those running backs. So I would go Walker, but I can understand where Badaki's coming from too. And, you know, the good thing is when you come on the channel, you're always going to have two different opinions, obviously. That's what we've learned from today. All right, Dynasty question from Calster. He would be sending away 2 firsts and a Dunze for CeeDee Lamb. It's a 10-team start 9, so it's a smaller starting lineup. Okay, and he would be adding CeeDee Lamb. Odunze, by the way, his wide receiver 6.
Yeah, I think this is a great trade. Yeah, you lose probably one of your 26 first. But if one of those 27 first is somebody else's, at least you have the control specifically in the future. So I think the only caveat here, when you're watching this Clayster, is make sure one of those 27 first, if it's not one of the bottom teams, you trade that away and keep your first to control your future. Because by adding CeeDee Lamb, it's going to you're really setting yourself up for success in 2026.
Yeah, and just to like clarify there, I would be using his first, not anyone else's first, because his team is already so dominant. Like,
Sure,
you
that
look
makes
at
sense as well.
you look at his lineup, like Jackson, Burrow, Knicks on the bench, Genty, Achan, you've got Puka. Then it would be Ceedy as well, Trey McBride. That's your 7. London makes 8. And then to make it 9, you can start Chase Brown or JSN, Ladd, T. Higgins. Your team is dominant. Your team is going to make the playoffs. I have no problem using your first round picks to make this move. There is no reason not to make this move considering how dominant your team is. Go get the guaranteed CeeDee Lamb and win your league for years and years and years. Start sit from Delicious. They are starting Bonix. Oh, actually, we need to do the giveaway. We said we'd do the giveaway. Okay. 39 entries here. So let's go ahead and copy that. Now, the first thing we're going to give away is a trade question voucher. The second thing we're going to give away is a start sit. Ready? Here we go. Trade question voucher for Kickoff 2025 goes to, so close, but it's Justin Palais. I'm probably saying that wrong. Sorry if I am. All you need to do, my dude, is DM me on Discord. Okay, that's my username there. I just put it into the chat. And once you've DM'd me on Discord, then send me a screenshot of your YouTube name, and then tell me your Flock Fantasy username. Now, if you don't have a Flock Fantasy username yet, anybody can create an account for free with the promo code LAND. So let me give you guys a link there. You can link your team for free. Whether you have a sleeper, ESPN, Yahoo League, you can easily link it for free and use this feature as one of the free features on the site, Expert Consensus Rankings. So if you haven't created an account yet, create an account with the code LAND and then DM me on Discord and let me know what your account name is. Okay, now for the start sit voucher. Can't win twice, by the way. So start sit voucher is going to, oh my gosh, rightfully so, Daniel 007, because he's been supporting us nonstop this week. So Daniel, DM me on Discord, my friend. You already have an account. Just send me a reminder, because after the stream, I'll hook you guys up with these vouchers. All right. Again, if you guys want to be a part of today's giveaway, all you have to do is type Kickoff into the YouTube chat, one word, and like the stream. Every 50 likes, we'll be doing these giveaways. All right, so Delicious here is starting Bo Nix, then Achan Gibbs at wide receiver. Well, he's going to put T-Mac in there, it looks like. Then he's flexing Jameson, Eckler, Judy. Hasn't given us any options to change the lineup, but it does say start 7, so I think he entered it incorrectly. I'm going to assume, Badaki, that he gets to choose one name between Jameson, Eckler, and Judy. And in my opinion, Judy is the safest play of any of these names. But if you're in a 10-team league, I'd say Jameson is the highest upside play. So I would say for safety, Judy. For upside, Jameson. If you want to party, Jameson. If you want safety, Judy with that matchup. So
yeah, I'm okay with that. I would be leaning a little bit more Jameson, but either way, I can understand Zach's perspective. So
yeah,
I'll rock with you on that.
Let's refresh here, because I know we got another group of questions coming in. I just want to make sure we are all on the same page. Sure. Again, if you guys want to prioritize your questions, all you got to do is prioritize the channel by supporting us and asking it on the Flock site with the code LAND. Then we'll be able to prioritize
Big J
your
Rock here is next. He says Superflex League considering Geno or Sutton Superflex. No, you would start the quarterback there, by the way. But you have Amari on Chase Brown, Jackson, Nico, Chig. There's no better tight end there? That's crazy. Cortland Sutton, Tony Pollard. By the way, Big J Rock, I mean, these are some tight ends I will be starting over Chigakonkwo. Just really quick if they're on your waiver wire. Zach Ertz, Kyle Pitts, I would also throw a name like a Brenton Strange, exactly.
Hunter
Brenton
Henry,
Strange out there.
Kincaid, Ferguson.
Yeah, all those names, if they're available, I would personally be starting over a name like Chigakonkwo there.
Yeah. So hopefully that is helpful, my dude. Now I agree with Badaki. If you only have one option in Superflex between a quarterback or a wide receiver, quarterbacks, it's just easier for them to score points. They have a higher average point per game regardless of the name, so we would lean Geno Smith there. But obviously it could go either way, right? We all know the the lethal ability of a Sutton in a weekly lineup. All right, appreciate you, J-Rock. We got a question here from Hello Tez. Looks like they will be sending away Jordan Mason and Tetaroa McMillan for James Conner and Tyler Warren. I am highest on T-Mac in this trade.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love drafting Tyler Warren this year because when we were drafting him, it was like 8th round, 9th round, and we're like, what could he be if he breaks out? Now, I don't really understand why you would make this trade because you already have Evan Ingram. This will make your wide receiver room weaker. You've already got a starting tight end. I guess you make this trade because James Conner, maybe that's why.
Need a running back, yeah.
Your RB2 is Jordan Mason. In a way, you kind of need to look at a deal like this, but I don't understand in a non-time premium making a tight end a big part of the trade.
Tez, there's a couple people you can actually pick up here. Chris Rodriguez, Damian Pierce. Pick those two guys up and just see what happens. Damian Pierce could be the starting running back right now going into the season, or it could be Nick Chubb. Honestly, it's kind of up in the air. But just pick them up and see what happens and kind of ride the wave there until you like, you know what, I need to make a trade. Either way, I would just hold right now, just see how it plays out.
Now, honestly, you've like just being fully transparent with if this is a true redraft team where you've drafted a team like there's no dynasty or keepers to it, I am trying to understand how you didn't prioritize running backs more in a start 7, but I just don't like this trade, dude.
He just went running wide receiver.
I know, but I'm saying like we shouldn't have done that. You shouldn't in a start 7 have your second running back come from like the 9th round or whatever Mason went. So right now you can start Lamar, Henderson, Mason. It's not great, but then CD, Ladd, Ingram. And here's the thing. This is why he has the flexibility to make a move like this. But what I don't want to happen is you make the move. Like the guy who's trading you, Warren, he already has Trey McBride. This is like a huge win for his team. You're making his team so much stronger. So I don't like the move. Go move T-Mac. You know,
you have to pivot to a running. Like you have to pivot to a running back that's gonna pay off, right? Maybe you can basically what you let me know. Like you pivot to a wide receiver, or excuse me, a running back as high as Tet, and then maybe you get a low end wide receiver in return, like a.
Yeah,
names are coming to mind right now, like a Mooney, a Shakira. You get one of those low-end wide receivers, and just wait to see to kind of even out that process.
Yeah, so I'm very high on McMillan, so you might be asking the wrong person here. But in my opinion, in drafts, I was thinking about T-Mac around the names of like Alvin Kamara, okay, the James Cooks of the world, the Ken Walkers. Like, can you get Chuba and something? I like Connor a lot, but I don't like this deal. And what you also are doing here is easily making another team way better as well, because they're not hurting by losing Tyler Warren. So I get the idea. I don't like the structure of that trade.
Yeah.
Okay.
Appreciate you, Tess. Hopefully that helps.
PPOV 26 start sit redraft 1 quarterback 10 team start 7. Go ahead and walk us through this.
Bo Nix, Shayshawn Barkley, Chase Brown, Brian Thomas, Tetaroa, Trey McBride, and considering the following names: Ricky, Rome, and Henderson. For me, this would be Ricky.
Okay, yeah, I will agree with you there. A lot of great options though, and you're probably going to be in a position in weeks 2 and 3 where you're going to have impossible decisions weekly between all these names. So we're going to suggest that you tier up with some of these guys eventually. But yeah, in week 1, that is the lineup we're going to be rocking with. Appreciate you, my dude. Daniel says, would you rock Drake May season long?
I think. Sorry, go ahead.
I've drafted Drake May in a lot of leagues, and I've never drafted him to be like my only starter. I've drafted him and Justin Fields. I've drafted him and Brock Purdy. You know, I've drafted him with the Jordan Love. Names that I'm more comfortable starting in week 1. But I think Drake May has immense potential to break out. So I would be more than happy to roster him in a league. In fact, I think in our home league, our home 1 quarterback league, I drafted him and Justin Fields. Yeah, so I've got Drake May and Justin Fields on this home league team. So I am 100% in accord with you that, you know, we love Drake May. but not as like a week 1 starter if you have better options.
Yeah, I think at the moment it's the upside, the possibility of him being one of these quarterbacks that are going to be an every week must start type of quarterback. So ride the wave when it comes down to Drake May, and just wait and see if he's going to take you all the way. But appreciate you, Daniel 007.
Yes, we do appreciate you. I think we have one more question on the site. Let me double check.
Yeah, Dub G, I just refreshed, but I think we might have to send him a new one because he must have not done it correctly, unfortunately.
Let's see. I think so he didn't actually submit his entire lineup. He only asked the question between these 2 names, I think, if I'm reading this correctly. I'm going to send him a voucher for free to come back, because when you do your start sit, ideally what you're doing is you're telling us what your entire lineup looks like. I mean, guys, the beautiful part about being on the website and asking a question is you're giving us as much context as we can possibly get, right? It's nowhere near like a super chat on YouTube. It's way better. There's so much context. So for example, in the Flock League, I know I'm starting Bo Nix. And then I can say, well, I'm considering Kamara, Pollard, Bucky, right, at all my running back spots. You can go through and tell us who you're considering, who's locked in at every spot. That gives us a lot more context, and it's going to give you a better answer. So come back and resubmit. But if the question is Harvey or Igbuka, it's very easily Igbuka.
Igbuka, yeah. And Dub G's in the chat, and he's talking about it's a CBS, so it's not linked. So if you're just asking about one of those guys, like Zach said, we would definitely go Emeka Igbuka there, Dub G, in week 1.
Yes, easily. Appreciate you, man. But now you got a voucher for free then. All right. Brooks is not happy.
Nah.
That's
He's
okay.
That's him singing, actually.
Oh, really?
He's like, ah.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we got some questions on the YouTube chat, which we'll come to. Of course, you guys know this by now, but if you want to prioritize your questions, you can do that through the Flock site. Anytime questions get submitted there, that's where we go first. Now, if you guys are just joining, we are doing a giveaway today. All you need to do is type Kickoff into the YouTube chat, one word, and like the stream. Once you've done those 2 things, you'll be automatically entered into today's giveaway. Every time we reach 50 likes, we will do another giveaway. Okay, so appreciate y'all for being here. Now on YouTube, we'll jump to some of these super chats and do some of the questions at random. Okay.
Shout out to Bruce, by the way.
Yeah, shout out to Bruce. We've got Easy Vanya here, who says wide receiver 2, DJ Moore, Myers, Ridley, Garrett Wilson. And it says flex those listed, or Walker, Bigsby, or Otten.
Ooh, so then essentially it's between Walker or DJ Moore, if I'm reading that correctly. Oh no. Pick wide receiver 2 and then flex the option. Sorry, I read that wrong. I would go DJ Moore.
Okay. It'd be Garrett Wilson for me. I have less questions about that offense. I'm not saying that it will be good in New York, but I have less questions about what it will look like deployed. I know Garrett Wilson will be the number 1 target. I don't know that about DJ Moore with the Dunze being there and Loveland and all those weapons.
Sure.
So I will go Wilson. In fact, if I had to rank all of these names, it would be Walker, Wilson, Moore, Ridley, Myers in that order. And then the second league, Kamara, Pollard, Bigsby, or Warren. Kamara, pretty easily here.
Yeah.
And then Kelsey over Otten. Not really close, honestly. Okay. Do we have any other super chats here? Let's check.
Yeah, we do. PW says Dobbins or Mason. We go J.K. Dobbins this week.
We'll go J.K. Dobbins this week for sure. Honestly, he should have a pretty good week. I talked about him in today's video. But, yeah, Dobbins would be the answer there. What's up, Random? He says, still having issues linking your team. Definitely, if the issue is still occurring, guys, go straight back to site issues. The more that you bug them there, I know that sounds silly. They're going to hate me saying this. But the more that you bug them over there in site issues, all right, when you have an issue on the site, that is what it's for. That's what, they're kind of here for, to fix those issues. So if you have those issues, jump into the Discord. I'll send a link there and let them know because, they got to fix it.
Yeah.
Okay. Did we just get another question on the Flock site? We will jump straight back there if we did. We'll prioritize that question.
So we'll answer that question really quick, and then we'll come back to the YouTube. So Manio, whenever you're ready, let me know if you're up there. Okay. He says, should I drop Caleb for T-Law this week? It's a good question. Let me just double check. At the moment, I would have Trevor Lawrence over Caleb.
I would as well. I don't have a strong opinion on this one. You know, if you drafted Caleb Williams and your mindset is, I think he breaks out this year, then dropping him week 1 for a flex in the same tier as Trevor Lawrence might not make sense. Like if you're actually a Caleb guy, but I would have more trust in Caleb or in Trevor this week.
In Trevor.
But again, if your long-term reason that you picked up Trevor Lawrence, or sorry, Caleb, is because you believe in him, then probably just rock with him this week. I have them in the same tier, but I would trust Trevor more this week. At RB2, there was a lot of people coming on the stream yesterday saying, oh no, Najee Harris is starting. Oh no, Najee Harris is starting. There have been so many terrible reports in the last week. Like, companies who are just taking advantage of, like...
the engagement.
They're clickbaiting. They're literally clickbaiting articles now and saying, oh, well, Najee's going to start this week. And then you open the article, and there's not a single piece of evidence that anyone has ever said that Najee Harris is starting. This happened with Ricky Pearsall as well. Like, a report came out that someone who's not even connected to the Niners was worried that Ricky Pearsall isn't going to win against press coverage. Therefore, Juwan Jennings is the better play, and you shouldn't start Ricky Pearsall. It's like, that has no connection to the Niners, has no validity, whatever. There's no factual backing. Like, articles are getting terrible. Like, the headlines are getting awful. You really cannot trust anything you see on Twitter nowadays because everybody's just trying to grow their own Twitter base for clicks and stuff. But Hampton is going to start. Najee will play, but guess what? Najee hasn't practiced much with this team the entire offseason, is not going to get the bulk of the carries week 1. So you can go Hampton. Do not worry about that. And then in the flex, I think we're both going to go Pearsall.
Yeah, I'm right there with you.
Okay. Yeah. Like, sorry, I'm not trying to be that guy, but my God, the integrity of journalism right now is at an all-time low for the fantasy space. Like, literally. Genuinely.
It just gets under his skin.
It does get under my skin because people are trying to fearmonger and then they just do it for clicks. All right, let's make this super clear. We make this clear every time we stream. I think everybody knows exactly how to prioritize their questions, but there are people freaking out in the chat, and you guys got to calm down. We're going to do everything we can to answer as many questions as we possibly can, but there has to be an order to this for us to help as many people as we possibly can. If you want to prioritize your question, and you absolutely need an answer, then you can do that through the Flock site with the code LAND, all right? Now, the other way is to drop a super chat. We would suggest to do, the Flock site because YouTube takes 30% of your donation on the super chat. And it's a better experience for you over there. We get more context. Now, if you are spamming the chat, I'm going to be honest with you right now. I say this one time per stream. I have no problem blocking you. All right. Because what you're saying is I'm more important than everybody else. Look at me. I'm more important than everybody else. There is a way that we do this. Okay. So, if you're spamming the chat, I am not going to answer your question. I don't know why we have to keep saying that. I love y'all, but like, does not make me want to answer your question. Okay. All right. We've got a super chat here from I Love Cougars.
Same.
I think. Are you a fan?
I think we can all agree. We all agree.
I think we're all fans, right?
Yeah, we're all fans. All right.
What do you think?
Do I start Diggs or Ridley?
Yeah.
I'm going Calvin Ridley.
Okay.
I know it's a bad matchup. I'm still going to go in that direction. One, because that just feels like it sounds crazy to say that feels like the upside play compared to Diggs. And we don't know if Diggs is going to be limited coming into this week, coming off that injury. I feel like Ridley is clear by far the number one guy. So is Diggs, but just feel more confident in a weird way in that offense.
Yeah, I am pretty indifferent on this one. I have them 2 spots in between in my rankings, or 3 spots in between in my rankings. Ridley's matchup is about as bad as it gets this week.
Yeah.
Like, I know I've said this a lot, but the floor is very low. Obviously, he has a high ceiling. And I would say because Diggs is coming back from the injury, you already have a lot of questions over there anyway. So I do think in that scenario, the safest play is probably Ridley.
Next minute, Patrick Surtain is just on Elike Manor the whole time. It's like, oh, dude.
Well, you know, they got a great second. They've just got a great defense in Denver all the way around.
Yeah.
You can't really switch too much with all the names over there. But, all right, we've gotten to the point where we don't have any questions on the Flock site. We don't have any super chats either on YouTube. So we will start answering questions at random here. So feel free to pop your questions in. If you guys haven't heard, we are doing a giveaway today. All you have to do to enter is type kickoff into the chat. And like the stream. Once you've done those two things, you will automatically be entered to the giveaway.
Dude,
and then
y'all funny, dude.
If we reach another 50 likes, we will go ahead and do that giveaway. Okay. Now, if you guys want to prioritize your questions, as you know, you can do that through the Flock site. Otherwise, you can see how many people have questions. We're just going to be going randomly here. Okay. Just going to be going randomly here. All right. I'm going to start with AGZ.
You guys are lucky that we're not going like back to the top like we used to do last year. Before we was like, we're going in order.
Mm-hmm. It's just impossible to do that now.
Yeah, it actually is impossible. Anyways, go for it.
AGZ says Keenan, Pitts, or Higgins in the flex. Also, would you drop Higgins for Thornton? Thanks. Okay, Keenan, Pitts, or Higgins in the flex.
I'm assuming this is Jaden Higgins, not T Higgins, because it will clearly be T Higgins there, AGZ. But if this is Higgins, as in Jaden Higgins, I feel like Keenan Allen just feels a little bit safer coming into this, unless we confirm Christian Kirk is not going to be on the field. That's what I would say. If we can get a confirmation before kickoff that Christian Kirk is not going to play, I would confidently say Jaden Higgins as like a party play. That's where I would go.
Yeah, for me, if this is Jaden Higgins, is my answer. I just don't see him not being heavily involved with no Christian Kirk. Two wide receiver sets were holding back Jaden Higgins. I know he's a rookie, but between him and Keenan, like, it's going to be a difficult decision. So
yeah, it is.
Sorry, someone is trying to sell me Zay Flowers, and I'm trying to tell them, like, bro, do you even watch my content anymore?
Clearly they don't watch. They're just in the league and they don't watch the content.
No, it's actually
all the way to support.
It's Billy, Kingdom supporter, Billy.
Come on, Billy.
You should know this, Billy.
He's too much building the kingdom of God. Anyways,
all right.
We did get a super chat here. We go to the super chat. Callum Davis, thank you so much. He says Pearsall, Tracy, or Jalen Warren in my flex. It will be Pearsall for the both of us.
Yes.
Okay.
I'd confidently say Pearsall, but you know, Tracy has a chance to have a pretty good game. He's not.
Hell yeah, he does.
He's not that different than like a Tony Pollard this week. His opportunities aren't desperately in danger at this point.
Yeah. Axiom is next with the super chat here. He says Golden or Odunze over Ridley were Surtain coverage. Now, I hear in this scenario I would be going Rome Odunze. Golden is really close, and I advocated for Golden yesterday. Not against Odunze though, but I would have Rome Odunze over Golden.
Yeah, I also have Rome Odunze over Golden, my wide receiver 30 this week. Love the matchup versus the Minnesota Vikings. I do believe he will be more featured. There's a reason I drafted him in the Flock League. I know I don't have him anymore, but I do have, obviously still have confidence in him.
He's third.
And he should be a great play this entire year. What's up, Brad? Says Lad or Worthy this week. Gotta go Lad. Love Xavier Worthy. Obviously, expect big things from him without Richie Rice in the lineup. But Lai McConkey is someone you draft in the second round. I don't know how you're supposed to sit Lai McConkey after drafting him in the second round.
Yeah, I mean, you should. Yeah. Anyways, appreciate you guys in the super chat. Oh.
Yes, unfortunately, I had to put someone in timeout. You know, we say this. It's basically like, being in preschool again, and the kid at the table keeps raising his hand and like yelling and talking over the other people. If you're spamming your message, I'll put you in timeout. I'm not afraid. Go think about what you've done. All right, no more super chats right now. Let's start answering questions at random again. This is from Isaac, who says trade Sutton and Travion Henderson for Brees and Njigba. So,
yeah.
I don't really want Brees Hall, to be honest. That's the difficult part about this trade, Isaac, is I just have no desire to like trade for Brees. He could prove all of us wrong, and then we'll be obviously in. But yeah, I think in week 1, everyone would prefer Brees and Njigba.
Yeah,
but
I think so.
But Sutton and Henderson
Buka,
is who I want long term. By the way, a little update here. We did just get a notification that Jaden Blue is inactive tonight. That's not that surprising, just because
we kind of knew that. At least I was expecting that coming in. I wasn't expecting him to play. He was dealing with that high or low ankle sprain.
Low ankle, yeah.
And that's why I'm really big on Javonte. I know it's a tough matchup. I think he's just going to get those opportunities, those touches, even potentially in the air as well. But we'll wait and see. I mean, it's week 1. Anything can happen.
It is week 1. I still like Jaden Blue as a stash long term.
Someone said Phil Maffa 4 weeks. Like, brother, I don't think he's on the team.
Well,
unless he got picked up. Unless he's on
the team. Yeah.
Well, he got cut, and then he probably went on to the practice squad.
Oh, okay. Did he? All right, awesome. Well, we've got some more questions on the site, so that's where we're gonna go. Gonna go straight to the site here. Anytime you guys ask a question on the site, your question gets prioritized over any other question. So shout out to Turn and Terry, who it's a start sit redraft 1 quarterback 10 team start 7. They are starting Lamar, Brees, Cook, London Pickens, McBride, and flexing DJ Moore. But they have options on their bench like Javonte Williams, Caleb Johnson, Jameson Williams, Downs, and Okonkwo. I have more confidence in Jameson. Maybe I'm biased, but I have more confidence in Jameson than DJ this week. And I have more confidence than DJ than Pickens this week. So I would be starting DJ and Jameson over Pickens. I think Badaki's going to have a different answer for you, but that would be where my feelings lead me. I know the Eagles, there's been some turnover in that defense, but that secondary is super young, and it's a tough matchup. That defense is the most talented defense in the league, super young, and they were not a good matchup last year. Pickens can overcome that. He's an uber talent. He can make any big highlight play, but I would trust DJ Moore and Jameson more this week.
Yeah, it's a tough one. I would say I trust DJ more in Pickens, but Pickens is a fun play. And what's crazy is that I've been off Pickens all off season until like the last 2 weeks.
So
look, I'm just trying to process my thought process. These guys are both wide receiver 2s. Essentially on high-powered scoring offenses. You're pulling hairs here, in my opinion. You probably go with the quote-unquote easier matchup in the secondary would probably be Jameson Williams with the Packers.
Yeah, they're also the high-scoring team in the NFL last year, so that
it's just so tough. Like I would have a tough decision with this one.
Sure.
Appreciate you.
All right. Tweever 76 with a 1 quarterback 10 team start 7. Okay, we're gonna give you a voucher, Tweever, because you didn't give us any information on your lineup, my friend. This voucher is now in your account, but when you go to do a start sit, let's just do this now so everybody is on the same page. First step is to link your team here in the My Teams page. All right, whether it's like ESPN, Sleeper, Yahoo, just follow the steps and then click start sit. And then you can see the Flock League is already linked for me, for example. Then you tell us what players you have. You don't just go to the next step. You haven't told us any of the players that you have. So, for example, I know my team has Bo Nix. I know I'm starting him. So now my team is activated. And then as you go down your lineup, you tell us who you're considering. All right. If you're locked in, tell us you're locked in. If you have a difficult decision, I'm considering Strange and Ferguson this week, for example, right? I'm going with Ferguson, but you can tell us exactly who you're considering at every position. So, yeah, that's how you submit that question to us. Because right now we just don't have any context. So come back, and ask us that question again. We appreciate you, my dude. All right, we do have a super chat on YouTube. Again, you guys can prioritize your questions over there on the Flock site, but we do have a super chat on YouTube from Blake. Shout out to Blake.
Appreciate you, Blake. He says spot 8.5 PPR, 1 quarterback, 1 flex, big play bonuses. You recommend Achane, Genty, or CMC round 1? Do I prioritize a top quarterback in round 2 or 3, or go 3 skilled players? First of all, nothing is bad, and you can always draft. But like, you got to get this draft going quickly. Okay, spot 8. Is it in a 12-man, 10-man?
It's crazy that you guys have not drafted yet.
Yeah, I think there's some context missing. Is this a 12-man or 10-man? Is this an 8-man league? And a half PPR, 1 quarterback, 1 flex, big play bonuses. What are the big play bonuses? Or just big plays, like 20 plus, 30 plus points?
Yeah. Anyway,
I think there's still a lot of context here, I would say, that is kind of missing to kind of answer this question properly.
I think we have enough information. He's at the 8 spot, half PPR. It's a start 7. So Achane, Genty, or CMC round 1. For me, this would be CMC. And I've said this all offseason. I think we're all pretending to play God. Like, we know when injuries are going to happen and when they're not going to happen. And right now, if you look at my week 1 rankings on the Flock site, guess who's RB1 in my rankings? Christian McCaffrey. Because if he's healthy, he's the best running back in fantasy football. So if you want to play it safer, sure, you can go, like, Achane's not safer than CMC from an injury perspective. Genty's a rookie. He hasn't proven anything, but he could obviously be great. So it would be CMC for me. But I personally, this entire offseason, have been prioritizing wide receivers first. So I would prefer to start with like a Puka Nacua, then grab one of those running backs in round 2. But that is kind of how I've been operating all offseason.
Yeah. I think there's, at least for me, I don't know if is it a start 7?
Yes, it is a start 7.
Oh, did he say? Sorry, I probably didn't see that.
It's just, he says 1 flex. That's start 7, yeah.
Okay, 1 quarterback, 1 flex. Yeah, so in these smaller leagues here, not that I would prioritize a quarterback in the 2nd round, but like, those are guys that are the onesie positions I would be considering. You know, even the Brock Bowers, I think, can definitely come into play there. So those onesie positions are pretty important, but it also depends on how big your league is. So I personally be going the Achane, Genties, because I'm not a big believer CMC is going to be staying healthy for the rest of the season, but once again, that can be said for anyone. So that's, hopefully that helps there, Blake. I think that's it for the super chat there. Let's double check.
Sorry. Now people are jumping into our leagues and sending me terrible trades after the.
Yeah, someone sent that to me as well. Here we go. It's live now.
What's live?
Like the DAZN thing.
Oh,
I'm interested to see on the back end. I'm just gonna have it on the back end here. It's about to go live. Did you see the breakdown of, by the way, Red Zone's commercials? So they're going to have up to 1 to 2 commercials in every 15-minute increments for the next 7 hours.
Yeah.
And the numbers that they were saying was like, it's only 0.25% of your viewers, or some bullshit about how many ads are doing. If you actually break that down to 15 minutes per hour for 7 hours, I'm sorry, am I watching like nearly 60, 70 commercials while I'm watching football?
No, I'm being dead serious. I don't want to talk about it. It just pisses me off. I just get angry. All right, we did reach another 50 likes, by the way.
That's
so
crazy.
We're gonna be able to do this giveaway. If you guys want to enter the giveaway, all you have to do is type Kickoff into the YouTube chat and like the stream. Once you've done those 2 things, you'll be automatically entered. But we will answer some questions at random here on the YouTube chat before we jump into that giveaway. What's up, Albert? Welcome in at the moment. By the way, 74 people have entered that giveaway and counting. All right. Kotz says Henderson or Rome in week 1. I would go Rome and Dunze, but it's very close.
Yeah, very close. Go Rome.
Yeah. All right. Let's see here. Eric says flex Worthy or Hubbard. We'll go Hubbard. I am very confident in Hubbard this week. Obviously, anything can happen, right? Anything's a possibility, but he has a great matchup this week versus the Jaguars. Should be the unquestioned guy in what could be an improved offense. Obviously, I'm saying could be, but yeah, that's where I would probably lean myself.
Yeah, I'm there with you.
All right, let's do this giveaway here. There are 79 entries. 79 of you guys have liked the stream and typed kickoff in the chat. So let's start off with a start sit question. Okay.
Okay.
Here we go. The start sit voucher is going to Adrian. So shout out to Adrian. Adrian, all you need to do, my friend, is DM me on Discord. All right, there's my Discord name. And when you DM me, I also need you to send me a screenshot of your YouTube account as well as your Flock Fantasy username. Okay? So if you don't have an account yet on the Flock Fantasy site, you can sign up for one for free with the promo code LAND and then link your team and get the My Teams feature for free. So again, like Sleeper, ESPN, Yahoo, just follow the steps there. So yeah, definitely DM me, my friend. All right, but that was the start sit or trade?
That was start sit. Now we're doing trade.
Now a trade question voucher. And that is going to, it looks like Landon Anderson. So Landon, same thing, my dude. DM me on Discord with your...
Landon Anderson won already. That's awesome.
Previous day, though, not today.
Yeah, yes.
So.
Not today, yes. He was the second one he won.
Yeah, so DM me on Discord. There's my username. Tell me your Flock Fantasy username, my dude. And if you don't have an account yet, you can create one for free. We'll hook you up with the voucher. Thanks so much. Appreciate the support. All right, jumping back over here to YouTube. Let's answer some of these questions at random. Of course, if you want to prioritize your questions, you can do that through the Flock store or Super Chat on YouTube. But otherwise, we will just answer these at random to the best of our ability. Let's see. Cindy says, who do you start, Pollard or Pacheco? I have them in the same tier. I would go with the higher ranked offense. So I would probably go Pacheco there.
Agreed.
All right. Hello Tez says, who's winning the Flock League this year? You're looking at one of the winners here. That's what I'm telling you, brother. Let's see. Rome or Hunter from Bennett. I have these guys in the same tier. There's a lot of question marks around this offense. These offenses respectively here in week 1. But I would probably lean Rome.
I agree. Give me Rome with
okay.
Too. Yeah.
This is an interesting one from Gabriel. He says JCM or Charbonnet, 20-team flex half PPR.
Gosh,
Charbonnet, but
yeah, I'm gonna go Charbonnet. Just in hopes of just like reliever time. We just don't like at the moment. If we're going just based off the depth chart, the reliever time is not going to JCM. The reliever time is going to Chris Rodriguez.
That's just so hard to really.
I know that's what I'm saying, but
anything away from. But we don't have much to work off of.
We don't have much to work off. Exactly. That's why I'm saying if you have to pull that.
All right. Colin says, should I pick up Commanders defense or Jets defense for week 1? That's tough. I don't have a strong opinion on this. Do you?
I don't have Jets. I don't have a strong opinion. I will go Commanders.
Okay.
And I'm a Giants fan, so.
Yeah, I think you're just kind of shooting fish in a barrel or with no bullets at that point. Lou says DK, Pearsall, Keenan, or Eckler. Come on, brother. You've been watching, Lou. You know our answer. We're gonna go Slick Ricky. But good luck. That's a tough one.
Come on, Lou.
Jake Ferguson or Hunter Henry. I'm going Jake Ferguson tonight. I'm playing him in the Flock League. At that point of tight ends, though, it's incredibly difficult to predict anything correctly. So I will wish you the best of luck. So, yeah. All right, let's answer our knobs here. Start DJ Moore or Pickens. I mean, we actually answered this question already on the stream.
Yeah, we actually did.
Multiple times. But for me, it would be DJ Moore. Yeah, I just don't really want to deal with this Eagles defense if I have a different option, and you have a different option, but I could see it going either way.
Yeah. And to make it harder, I'll go George Pickens. So you got to choose there.
Is that actually your opinion?
No, I would go DJ Moore in this one.
Yes. What's up, Scribbles? Welcome in, my dude. Welcome in. WG here says Dak versus Eagles or Caleb Williams. At that point, I would just put Dak out there and hope for the best.
Yeah, I'm going with Dak Prescott there.
Yeah. What's up, Maddie Lowe? Welcome in. Appreciate you. Kent here says PPR pick 2, Rome, Diggs, Pickens, Eckler, Etienne, or Mason.
Rome's, Diggs, Pickens, Eckler, Etienne, or Mason. So this would be between Pickens and Diggs. Pickens and Rome. I would go Pickens. Or pick 2. It'll be Rome and Pickens. Sorry.
Yeah.
It'll be the wide receivers.
All right. I'm fine with that. Appreciate y'all for being here with us. All right. You got one in particular you want to answer?
Can you speak French? I cannot. I'm messing. All right, let's pick one. Let's see here.
Just any question.
Let's go with Jake. Flex, Waddle, Adams, and Buka. I would go Devontae Adams.
Yes, I'm on the same page there, Jake. Couldn't find your question, but on the same page. Fido says, I drafted with your cheat sheet and rank highest in a $250 league. Thanks for all the offseason. No worries, man. Thank you.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Appreciate you for being here with us. Abishan says, I get JSN and Derrick Henry for Bijan and Devontae. Should I do it?
I get Jason and Derrick Henry for Bijan, Devontae.
I prefer Bijan and Devontae.
Yeah, this is kind of indifferent. I feel pretty confident in both of those guys. Like in all 4 of those guys. So you're kind of pulling strings, whichever. Maybe if I had to really choose one, I feel better in the quarterback play with Devonta Smith. But I think Devontae Adams or JSN is kind of just maybe QB proof, where at least I'm hoping for.
Yeah.
With Sam Darnold.
I get that. All right. What I want to do quickly, and we will jump back to some questions here in a second, is I want to submit a lineup here for the Quick 6 Super Slam. The first contest already filled, so we're going to jump into the second contest here. The way this contest works, and we want your help building out a lineup together. It's very simple. All you have to do is add 6 players to a lineup. It could be any 6 players. Obviously, the more unique you get, the better opportunities that you have. Now, what I would love to do is put Johnny Taylor in there versus Miami. I am very excited about that matchup with Jonathan Taylor. Miami's defense should be much worse this year than it was last year. At wide receiver, I would love to put like T-Mac in there, but I'm going to go a little bit chalk with some of these picks. I'll go Drake London. I don't think there's like a tight end in particular I want to start, but Badaki, is there a running back you had in mind? And then what I want to do for the next 3 is just poll the chat and see what the chat thinks. Like, what is their favorite starts of the week here?
Yeah, when it comes down to a running back, which I think we've already done. Not sure how unique you want to go. I think I've said Kyron, Chuba Hubbard there.
Yeah, Chuba Hubbard's a fun one.
If you want to take a flyer, it could be like Alvin Kamara. Not a flyer, but an Alvin Kamara. I don't know if you've done one with Alvin.
Yeah, we've got one there with Alvin. All right. Tell me who you guys want to start this week. We can choose any players that's not Thursday and Friday, and give me a reason why. And some of you guys are going to help me fill out a lineup here. By the way, if you've never submitted a contest on FastDraft, you guys can download the app. And use the promo code LAND. We'll match your deposit up to $50. So for this specific contest, you could actually get 5 free entries on us for this specific contest. But once you finish your first contest, we're going to send you our rookie report and our cheat sheet for week 1. Okay, for week 1, which that's going out tonight for anybody who has already submitted one. All right, so Colin says Brian Thomas against a weak Panthers defense. I like that a lot as well, actually. Let's get Brian Thomas into the lineup. Let's see. Someone said Arnav says Pollard. I like Pollard, but not in this. I like him in as a stable RB2, but not in like an upside play personally. But not terrible. Neighbors versus Washington. Washington's defense now, y'all better be careful. It's not that bad. But I'll put Neighbors in there just because we love him. And then one last play. You don't have to start a tight end, so I find it difficult to really like prioritize tight ends. But one last running back here. Let's go with Batman himself, Mr. Bucky Irving. So we're gonna go ahead and submit that lineup. And thankfully we don't have any too unique or non-unique lineups there submitted. All right, let's jump to the Flock site because we did just get a question over there, and that is from, who's that from? That's from Ankipt. So let's jump over there. Ankipt has a start sit.
Here we go.
And
go for it.
It's a Superflex 12-team start 9. Go ahead.
Yeah, Caleb. You have Justin Fields there. Bijan, Chuba, George, Devonta, Jake Ferguson, Justin Jefferson, and considering the following names here, I see Jordan Mason, I see Tracy at the running back position, I see Travis Hunter at the wide receiver position, Ricky Pearsall, will be Ricky Pearsall. Double check there's nobody else there, and there's anyone else you can start over someone like a George Pickens, or yeah. So I would go Ricky Pearsall there.
Yeah. I think I'm on the same page. You got quite a few good options there, but that's a strong lineup, my dude.
Yeah.
Strong lineup. Wish you had a better quarterback 3, but can't get too greedy at that point. In fact, I'd rather Fields be your quarterback 3 than your quarterback 2. But like I said, beggars can't be choosers. All right, appreciate you, Ankipt. We should get to these team reviews here at some point on the stream, Badaki.
Yeah, I mean, we can knock them out now if we need to.
Here's what we'll do. We're going to jump back and forth between the team reviews and the questions, okay? So after we'll do one team review. Then once we finish, we'll jump to some questions. We'll jump into another team review. Of course, like always, if you want to prioritize your question, you can do that through the Flock site. But Real Raider here has a Dynasty. It's only an 8-team start 9. So we're not going to have that many opponents here. A lot of teams are going to look really stacked in a league like this. We got to keep that in mind as well. His team name is Chase. His team name is, let's just say, starts with Chase, which he's currently ranked 5th overall. Why don't you walk us through this team here as we give him a nice little review?
Okay, there. Hey, we appreciate you. Thank you so much. I'm just setting up this. Okay. Here we go. Let's have a look at this team here. You're currently ranked 5th out of 8. And let's have a look at this team here. At the quarterback position, Joe Burrow, Drake May, J.J. McCarthy. Running back, Achane, Walker, James, Trey, and the list goes on with a bunch of running backs when you have Chase, Jackson, Rashid, Tataroa, and Evan Ingram here. So looking at, and by the way, this format is a 1 quarterback start 9. So that is our middle ground here, which I'll put in the chat so you guys can kind of follow along.
Yeah. Do we have a chalkboard offline, by the way, for Dynasty?
Yeah, we do. It's just at it looks like a copy is at the very bottom.
Okay.
I just wasn't able to. It should be number 40.
Yeah, this is a Dynasty, bro.
Oh, is it Dynasty? Oh shit. Okay.
So I'm gonna make a copy for us. Go ahead, read the team out.
Okay.
I'll make a copy.
Okay, yeah. So, well, I read the team out already.
Yep.
So guys that you should be holding, are untouchables would be Jamar Chase. I would say Joe Burrow are going to be in that as well.
Yep.
Guys that you should be holding will probably be the Trey Bensons, the JCMs, the Dante Thorntons of the world, the Braylon Allens, and guys that you can drop, I would say, which you really don't have to drop right now. Keaton Mitchells, the Roscoes, the Jonathan Brooks, I'm honestly happy to drop. I don't see any reason to be holding him anymore. That's kind of where I'm at right now.
All right. You think about the starting lineup here. You've got, like Burrow, May, Achane, Walker, Chase, JSN, Ingram. That is 7. Then 8 makes like T-Mac for now. Obviously Rice is there. And then 9 is either Pickens or Connor. You've got a pretty good lineup, but I imagine everybody is going to be having some pretty good lineups. You know what I mean? Like I'm not sitting here thinking like, wow, this is an unbeatable team. It would be an unbeatable team in like a 12-team league, but in a 8-team, everybody's going to have pretty good lineups. Is there any player in particular that you're looking to trade away? Let's have a look at the waiver wire. Kyler Murray's on the waiver wire. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. 1 quarterback, 8-team. That's just kind of crazy to think about. Kendre Miller's out there. Still pretty deep lineups. I'd be willing to drop like a Rashawn Johnson if you want to pick up like a Terrence Ferguson or something. I would have no problem with that. But yeah, are you on the chalkboard here with me?
Yeah, I'm just filling everything in on the back end.
Okay, that's all right. So we have JCM. So you know, whether we want to invest in him long term or sell off the hype, we can do that. Devontae Adams is on this team too. It's a pretty good team. Dante Thornton, we've got Torrey Horton. Overall rookies, you didn't go too hard on the rookies. You got Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt, T-Mac, Dante Thornton, Torrey Horton. These guys are all the rookies that you drafted. So I would give you maybe like a B- grade on that. There's nothing outside of T-Mac, nothing transformational, but you could also maybe use JCM, the hype of a JCM, and try and sell him. But you've got a lot of names here. I think my mouse just died, so let me get a charger for that.
No, that's fine. When it comes down to like a pathway, I would definitely say you're a contender in a league like this. I think all teams in a smaller league and like start 8 is going to be a contender. Draft capital, you don't have any first in 2026. You don't have your first in 2027. That kind of puts you in that Windows open type of pathway, meaning that you have to compete for the next 2 years. And you never want to like rebuild this team because
you don't have your own first round picks. Yeah,
you don't have your first round picks. So that's kind of where we're at here. Overall team grade, which I'm not sure if you spoke about. Once again, all 8-man teams are good.
B+.
But yeah, I'll put a B+ there as well.
Yeah.
And then that is all for admin, and I'm caught up here. Sorry about that.
That's all right. Let's jump into chalkboard. In a league like this that's so small, I would love to just tier up as much as I possibly can at every single position. So I'm curious if we use JCM in a trade, what that could do, right? So let's say, because you'll never start like Devontae Adams. Well, you probably will, but let's say we use Josh Downs, JCM, and James Conner or something, right? I'd love to see what sort of upgrade we can get at running back there. Like, for example, probably can't get to like the Hendersons, you know, those level type running backs. But can we get to a Bucky Irving? Can we get to a Chase Brown? Those type of names would be pretty ideal. So again, like a Bucky Irving would be awesome. Chase Brown plus like a second, and then you send a third would be great. Because again, you don't really need that much depth on a roster like this. I'd also be curious at seeing if we could upgrade like an Evan Ingram from our tight ends. You don't have much picks to do so, but if you can package Evan Ingram, you know, JCM and Josh Downs again. So instead of Connor, we're actually making that Evan Ingram. I'm curious what sort of tight end that could get us to. Would have to take the right owner who's really in on JCM. But, I mean, could we get to the Colson Lovelands, the Tyler Warrens of the world? You know, again,
yeah,
we're operating completely differently in this league compared to how we would in, you know, a bigger format. So, yeah, that's the kind of moves that I would probably make. Full transparency, Real Raider, the type of league that you're in right now, it's I want as little depth, as many stars as I can possibly get. But because every teams are so stacked, there's going to be a lot of randomness to how your playoffs are going to go and how, you know, your championships are going to go. So, yeah.
I appreciate you, man. Thank you so much for that. You should be receiving your playbook. I'll get that out to you today, actually. So you're going to be receiving that here within the next 24 hours.
Yes,
on
that's
the
right.
Flock Fantasy message system.
You will get your playbook customized to everything that we talked about today. Anytime you get a team review with promo code LAND, you'll have that. You guys can get yours by using the code LAND, becoming an annual Mother Flocker member. That will give you a voucher you can use at the Flock store. You can also just go to the Flock store if you're a member of a different promo code, or you can get your team reviews there from Zach and Badaki. All right, one more team review, but let's bounce in between some of these questions on the YouTube chat as well. Let's answer some of these at random. What's up, GOAT? That's right. Let's see. J-Mo says, guys, 4-point passing touchdown, Dak or Justin Fields. They're in the same tier for me. I don't have a strong opinion on these two names, but I might lean a Dak Prescott.
I would be going Dak Prescott there.
Yeah. 4-point makes it difficult, but yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let's answer another question. Let's see. Devonta Smith or Travion Henderson from Adam here. You should go Devonta Smith, in my opinion. We still need to see a lot from Travion before we put him in there into our lineups. You agree?
Yeah, completely agree.
All right. Let's see. From Up Down Boggs. You see that one? Up Down Boggs?
Up Down Boggs? No, I do not see that one.
Up Down Boggs, Devonta Smith, Travis Hunter, George Pickens need 2 of the 3, leaning towards the first 2. Devonta Smith Devonta Smith is the obvious one. For me, like earlier, you put Pickens over Hunter. I'm not 100% sold on that. I probably lean Hunter over Pickens, but they're in the same tier. They're back-to-back, so I didn't want to say anything. But now that we're answering the question, I think you can go either way. Badaki made a great case for Pickens. But I prefer the matchup that Hunter has, and I'm a little bit more excited about watching him as his first start ever in the NFL. So you're pulling hairs at that point.
Yeah, I'll take George Pickens, just hoping the upside play. Team's going to be down by a lot. I guess in reality, the expectation, maybe not expectation, but if you're just coming just based off face value, like you're kind of expecting the Jags to not come away with the game, but should kind of be competitive because the Panthers, we hope, could be competitive. But if they're not, then that might be a bit tough. But anyways, I'll go George Pickens.
Yes. All right. Next question here. We've got Social Anxiety. Pick 2. Sutton, J-Mo, Hubbard. Half PPR. Thanks for all the help.
Pick 2.
Hubbard
Sutton,
for sure.
J-Mo, Hubbard. Sutton, it will be Sutton and Hubbard.
Yeah, close between Sutton and J-Mo, but I would probably lean Sutton as well. But Hubbard is the he's just very, very trustworthy, I would say, in that matchup this week.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. Next question. I'm just, again, answering these at random at this point. Mason says, which of these three, which 2 do you start? Pickens, Pearsall, Buka. I feel like we've answered this question 1,000 times this week. I'm not even joking. Like, I appreciate y'all. I love y'all, but I swear we have answered this 1,000 times. For me, it's Pearsall, Buka.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
All right. Let's see. Again, guys. I think some people don't even listen to the streams. I think a lot of people are just pasting their question in different YouTube chats. But we're going to answer these at random. Okay, we're going to do our absolute best, but we can't guarantee everybody's reply. Y'all can see how many questions are in the chat. Annie, what's up? Says Garrett Wilson or Jameson and Njoku. I guess this is a trade question.
A trade question? So, like, Garrett Wilson or Jameson and Njoku. So you're sending away Garrett Wilson, you're getting Jameson and Njoku back?
If you have a need at tight end, I don't hate it.
Yeah, I don't hate it either.
If you don't have a need, then you probably just keep Garrett. But if you have a need at tight end and it serves a purpose, then yeah.
Yeah, I would agree. Like, it's just all dependent on your team there.
Yes, exactly. All right, we've answered some of those questions. Let's jump back and do this last team review that we have. Let's clear up the queue so that way anybody who asks that a next question or team review is first, and we've got it cleared up. Okay, Moose here.
We'll have a look at this team.
Yes, this is another Dynasty team.
Yes, I saw that. Moose, thank you so much for that, man. We appreciate you. Let's have a look at this team. It's a 1 quarterback, 12 team start 9, which is a middle ground here for us, which you guys can. Oh. I copied that guy's team name earlier. The middle ground. That's funny.
Well, I don't know what you're talking about.
I copied the last dude's team name. Let me just retract that message. Remove.
That's all right.
Anyways.
Trades are going down in leagues right now. People are making moves. Yep. A lot of these Dynasty leagues.
Okay, India just went down. Wow, I just got like 3 trade requests.
Yeah.
Why is everyone trying to do last minute trades?
People are trolling because of what we said earlier.
Oh, they've been in here talking shit. Okay, fair. Anyways, Moose, he said, took over an orphan. Should I compete or rebuild? Seems like I don't have the wide receivers or flex to compete. Thinking of sending Henry and CMC off. Okay. Let's have a look here. Your team name is Moose, which is currently ranked 10 out of 12 here. All right. Let's have a look at this team here. At the quarterback position, Trevor Lawrence, CJ Stroud with Daniel Jones. You have 3 quarterbacks. That's okay. Running back, Caleb, and no RB2 to speak of outside of JK for the foreseeable future with Jerome Ford there and Nick Chubb. Roma Dunze, Chris Olave, Brandon Ayuk, Jordan Addison, Kyle Williams with Tyler Warren there. I can definitely see where you're coming from, where you're thinking about rebuilding. I think you might be on the right track there. I'm not necessarily sure you can compete with this roster. That's kind of where my mind instantly goes, but we can go to some untradables, untouchables, and that's really your 26 and 27 first round picks if we're going to be going that way.
Yeah.
Because there's no one here of this caliber.
Want to get rid of those picks because they're going to be very valuable.
Yeah, some holds obviously is going to be these younger players, the Caleb Johnsons of the world, the Roma Dunzes of the world. I would also say Tyler Warren is going to be a hold as well. Once again, if we're going to be going into a full rebuild, we're going to want to keep these young guys that we can talk or at least build with.
Kyle Williams? You said Kyle Williams already?
I didn't, but we can add Kyle Williams. That would be the 4th guy. Guys that you can easily drop: the Frank Gores, Zamir White, Zach Moss, Rondell Moore, RIP, Malachi Corley. All those guys can be dropped here for this team. So, yeah, we're going to go full rebuilds.
Definitely full rebuild. And if I had to give a grade to the team right now, it'd be pretty low. I'll be honest with you. Like, I think you guys come here for feedback. You want honest feedback. You don't have a lot of draft capital. At least you have your own picks, which is great. But you don't have a lot of draft capital. I don't like your starting lineup pretty much at all. You have no elite players. So if we're being 100% honest, I would probably grade this like a D+ at this point.
Yeah, I'm there.
There's a long way to go.
Yeah.
And he knows that. It's an orphan. So I would definitely not compete with this. I know that was one of his big questions. He says thinking of sending Henry and CMC off. So surely he's already gotten rid of Henry and CMC. But who would he have even gotten back for them? I don't know.
No idea.
Yeah. You're in a tough spot. And again, we never want to do these reviews and just like, blow smoke up your guys' ass. Anytime we do a playbook for you guys, we do a review for you guys, we want to be honest. We want it to be helpful. We want it to be actionable feedback. And right now, this team is not in a good spot, but we're going to try our best to get it in a good spot. With it being a dynasty league, I would probably say you're tanking for the most of this season. Looking at your draft, you ended up drafting Caleb Johnson, Kyle Williams, Tyler Warren. Love Tyler Warren. Maybe you traded for one of these rookies. Maybe that's what we're understanding, but this is your rookie haul, at least for this year. So to build around him long-term is going to be nice. That's going to be really fun. And Caleb Johnson will be a fine piece long-term. Now, as we head into the season, names that we're going to be looking to sell is J.K. Dobbins. Yeah, give me a list then.
Yeah, J.K. Dobbins, Nick Chubb, Jerome Ford, you're going to be wanting to sell there. Daniel Jones as well, you're going to be wanting to sell. If you want
one
to.
Quarterback, though.
Oh, true. Oh, yeah, that's true. It is one quarterback. If you want to, I think a conversation could be had with Chris Olave if he's not performing the way we want to. kind of middle in season, but that's where my mind is at right now.
Yeah.
Let me know if there's
Can't
anyone
sell
else.
Ayuk for sure. Can't sell Ayuk.
You can't sell Ayuk.
So
Can't sell Addison right now.
those would be the main names.
Those guys are pretty young. Yeah.
For J.K. Dobbins, I would take any second in any year at this point. I think the most you could probably net is like a future second plus a future third or something. You're not going to be able to net that much. For Nick Chubb, maybe the most you could take is like multiple thirds, but I would say the vast majority of people are probably giving you like a single third round pick. You know what I mean?
I think that's still a good deal. I mean, a guy, I would just take a single third if I possibly can get that, but that's just me.
Yeah. Jerome Ford, I think that's probably the same thing here as Nick Chubb. We all know the writing's on the wall. Eventually, we're going to see Quinshon Judkins on this team. He's going to be their starter, so whatever you can extract from that, great. I don't think Daniel Jones is worth anything, to be honest, in a one quarterback.
Not in a one
league,
quarterback,
but,
you're right. In the Superflex, you probably could have gotten something, but
for Olave, ideally we get like a 2027 first rounder. You know, if you can net like a first from a middling team, that's the ideal. Like, you know, not late if you can afford to do that. So that's probably your game plan in season. You've already really kind of dedicated towards like, hey, we're not going to be a good team this year. We need to be honest with ourselves. We're not in a great spot. Honesty is more important than like, you know, just pretending that this team is good. So definitely continue to rebuild this thing. If offers come in for Stroud as well, I wouldn't be opposed to hearing them. Offers came in for J.K. Dobbins and Ayuk and Olaves of the world, then we're pretty much listening. But right now, you need to try and build a treasure chest of draft picks, and you don't have that yet. So,
hey, we appreciate you, Moose. You should be receiving your playbook here in the next 24 hours on the Flock Fantasy Message System here. So we appreciate you. Thank you so much, and good luck this year.
All right, we are all caught up with the Flock Fantasy queue.
All caught up.
So let's jump. There are some super chats here on YouTube. And Eric is the first one here.
I appreciate you, Eric. Thank you so much for that. He says full PPR worthy or Hubbard. I will be going Chuba Hubbard.
Chuba. Yeah, we're gonna both go Chuba Hubbard there. And sorry, cut my mic off there. But I think Worthy has a chance to have a really special game.
I think so as well.
Rashee Rice. But there's just, you know, Hubbard's going to touch the ball 17 plus times. It's a good matchup. He's going to have, you know, those goal line opportunities. I would just have a really difficult time not starting Hubbard there. What's up, Ravens Flock from Canada? Hey. He says, pick one, Etienne, Chubb, Keenan, Goddard, Ferguson. My God. Well, don't like any of these options, but if I had to choose an order, it'd be close between Etienne and Ferguson, but I'll probably go Etienne, then Ferguson, then Keenan.
Then Keenan,
Goddard,
it would be
Chubb.
Keenan, then Goddard, Chubb, yeah. So once again, Etienne, Ferguson, Keenan, Goddard, Chubb. Yes, agreed. Appreciate you, Raven, man. Thank you so much.
At that point, you're really like digging deep into the barrel and trying to hope you find something valuable. You know what I mean? It's not like we have ultra confidence in any of those names anyway. All right, let's answer some questions at random here. Let's see. Someone says that we hate them. Has there been a moment on the stream where we stopped answering questions? We are answering as many as we can. I'm trying my best, okay? We don't hate anyone.
You're on the hate list now, actually.
Actually, you know what? No, we do hate you. No. Edgar here says flex option, pick one. Ricky Pearsall, Amarion Hampton, or Rome Odunze. I'm assuming that's what he means because he said Romeo Odunze. But I'm assuming he means Rome Odunze. If we had to pick one...
Ricky.
Probably Ricky. Amarion's interesting.
Amarion is interesting, but kind of going back to what we said earlier. Feeling it out with those rookies first. Feels better. Starting Ricky there. Wow, the boys on the field.
Oh, are they?
AJ Brown walking onto the field right now.
What
looking
game?
like an absolute dog.
Is it tomorrow when they have like the YouTube thing where you can watch it for free?
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
Because that's Kansas and Chargers.
All right. Zachary says pick one: Eckler, Mason, Ford, already starting Walker.
Mason, Ford, already starting Walker. I would go Eckler here. Austin Eckler.
Yeah, I would probably go Eckler myself as well, but that's a tough one. The Mush says Pacheco, Cup, Diggs need to. Why don't we just start answering in order from the Mush here? Let's just start answering in order at this point.
From the Mush here.
Unless any questions coming on the side or super chats. The Mush says Pacheco, Cup, Diggs need 2 PPR. Pacheco, Cup, Diggs. Pacheco, Cup, Diggs.
I would go Pacheco, Diggs if I know Diggs is 100%.
Yeah, I agree.
Just feel better with that quarterback play. Thank you so much.
No worries.
Graham.
Dog. Glad we're on the same page. Grandma's soap. Yeah. You ever use
What
Grandma's soap?
What do you think about Portland soap? Grandma's soap?
You ever go to your grandma's house and then like they have like the bars of soap, and I don't use bars of soap, but you're like, oh, I just can't imagine like that's touched my grandma. I don't want to use that. No, just me. I'd be looking at bars of soap in showers and I'd be like, well, I don't.
I mean, if you're talking about like in my mind, it went straight to like the bars of soap that was next to the sink. Like that, my grandma had it in next to the sink, and I was like, oh, I don't want to touch that one. But the shower one, I never like used my grandma's shower.
Anytime I jump into the shower, I see a bar of soap. I'm like, that's been touching these people's bodies. Like I get it, like that it's cleaning their bodies. Anyway, okay.
Well, that's why you have a washcloth.
Well, what do you think about Cortland Sutton? We like Cortland Sutton.
I do like Cortland Sutton.
Yeah, we're big fans of him this year. We think he's underrated. We're big fans of Bo Nix. We're big fans of the Denver Broncos in general this year. Next question from Andrew there. Go ahead.
Andrew says, hey guys, love the videos. Was wondering if you trust Devonta tonight. I'm thinking about starting Ricky over him, but I have doubts. I wouldn't be opposed to starting Ricky Pearsall over him.
I'll start Devonta.
But yeah, Devonta Smith in this matchup, you kind of hope all these guys are going to eat. You kind of hope Devonta gets a touchdown, A.J. Brown, and Saquon Barkley, of course. But appreciate you, Andrew. What's happening, Styles? Love.
What's up? Chef says, should I trade Neighbors to Badaki in the Big Apple League? No, definitely
you should.
No.
You should. I'll have a look. Did you send me a trade?
Some of the trades I've been getting are just so out of pocket. Some of y'all are crazy right now. All right, Dr. J says half PPR Dobbins Olave Cup. Dobbins Olave
half PPR.
Cup. I will be going
half PPR. Feel like Dobbins. It should be Dobbins.
Yeah.
Which sucks.
Stoop says Adunze or Warren. I'm gonna go Adunze, but I can recognize Warren as the safer floor. I want this to be true, Ravens, because I'm facing Badaki in the Flock League, and I
have the Eagles defense.
I want Jake Ferguson to score a touchdown because that hurts the Eagles defense and it gives me big fantasy points. So if Jake Ferguson scores a touchdown, then I will be on cloud 9 tonight. So I am right there with you, believing.
I am starting off this week with a little bit of a risk, starting the Eagles defense.
What is the risk of that? The best defense in the NFL, you're taking a risk?
In my perspective, I think like I've been saying.
I thought you were joking. I thought you were joking when you said that.
No, this is legit. Like it's a risk because I believe the Cowboys offense is going to be good. George Pickens, CeeDee Lamb. I mean, those guys are going to be scoring touchdowns in my opinion. But I'm going with what happened last year. I'm going with what I know that the Eagles have one of the best defense, so I might as well start them. Are they going to get me sacks? Yes, but like how many points are the Cowboys actually going to score? If they score 3 touchdowns, it's like I should have just went somewhere else. I should have took a flyer somewhere else.
Yeah.
But that's my perspective.
Someone asked, why is my face so red? I don't know. I think...
You okay?
Some of it might have to do with the fact that blood rotates through your body. And some of that is showing in my face. So.
Do you have like issues with your body or something, maybe?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think... Are you dying, actually? Yeah. You might be dying.
Yeah, we do get a lot of comments about my eyes on our videos and the state of my health, and everybody's a doctor on YouTube, unfortunately.
Not a doctor.
So, Andreezy says, pick up Bashul Tootin and drop Kareem Hunt. Yes. Why is Kareem Hunt rostered? I don't understand. Okay, we just had a tweet come in from Schottenheimer. Javonte will start at running back. Miles
Come
Sanders
on.
and Hunter Lepke are active alongside of him.
It's Javonte Williams season,
Yeah.
which I'm excited for. I'm excited to see Javonte. I think it's a new, fresh
I'm glad someone is.
opportunity.
I'm
Red
not.
offensive line. I mean, no one's excited for this game for Javonte.
Okay, right.
But are you going to be excited when Javonte plays the Giants next week?
No, I don't. Javonte could finish as a top 15 running back, and I would not be excited to watch him at any point this year.
Remember that. We'll wait and see.
I'm just being honest with you. I have no opinion on him. It's like
No,
he wouldn't even be in my top 60 of most excited to watch this year.
I'm just saying I'm excited to see like the bounce back for him, that he's on a good offense. That's all. I'm not saying he's going to be a top 15 guy. I'm just saying this is the chance. And if there's no chance, or if he doesn't make the most with his opportunities, then GG's.
Go Birds, someone says. Nick says wide receiver 2 in a flex option. I would be going Sutton here and then Worthy. But man, I would love to play Buka if you could find a spot. But he says also need to pick up between Ott and Ferguson. Ferguson for me.
It's Ferguson.
I
agree.
Yep. Start Judy or Pearsall. Yeah, I've had these guys back to back in rankings all week. I think Judy is the safer play with a lot of upside, but Pearsall's in the better offense, and that's why I've leaned Pearsall so far this week.
Yeah, I'm there.
No worries, Dr. J. Stoop says thanks for the input. Your boy
love
says Dak or Trevor Lawrence. I have both CD and Brian Thomas.
I would be going Dak Prescott.
Yeah, if I had to choose one, I don't like it, but I would go Dak. Hey, heads up, guys. I don't think we're going to reach another 50 likes, but in case we do, I want you guys to be in on the giveaway. Every time we reach 50 likes on the stream, we're giving away a start, sit, and a trade question voucher. All you have to do to enter is type kickoff into the YouTube chat and like the stream. Once you've done those two things, you'll be entered into tonight's giveaway. So let's see. Maybe we'll get to another 50. Stoop says, what are your favorite sleepers for week 1? Jaden Higgins. I think we can, I think he fits that bill as far as a sleeper. I would say Jaden Higgins definitely comes to mind. In fact, I need to remove Christian Kirk from my rankings here now that he's not actually playing. And I need to think about that. I haven't actually re-ranked Jaden Higgins yet. So with Jaden Higgins now being a starting receiver, I would probably play him over Thielen, Mims, Shaheed. Dobbs, I don't know. Dobbs is where things get difficult. Yeah, probably right there around wide receiver 54. Romeo Dobbs as well, another great sleeper this week, right? With, Jaden Reed's foot injury. I think he's going to be a nice little sleeper there. You got any sleepers in particular you want to give a shout out to?
For me, I would say, I don't know if it's a sleeper, but for me, it's Matthew Golden. I think Matthew Golden could be a sleeper addition coming into this week, just because I don't think Jaden Reed's going to play. It's a high scoring game against the Lions, at least the expectation is. So I think they're going to be leaning on Golden potentially a lot off the rip here.
All right. Let's see. Ravens Flock says, I have Puka, Pollard, Fergie, Jameson as well as you. So if Raven Flock has a good week, I'm having a good week. That's what I'm hearing right now, because he has basically my entire Flock league lineup. I'm hoping that you come back and you're happy. Harris says Ricky Pollard or Ibuka. Yeah. If you had to choose one, jeez. Wow.
I would go Ricky. Ricky! Bang! Bang! Did you guys see those little Easter eggs on the start sit, guys?
Yeah. The amount of people who didn't understand it was crazy.
I know.
I would go Ricky here. If you need upside, safety is a Pollard move. Dude, I found it so hilarious how many people didn't understand any of the Easter eggs in the start sit videos. Like the amount of people who were like, DK Metcalf is not white. Ricky Pearsall is not black. Like the amount of people who commented that, I was like, yeah, you're just not in on the joke, brother. But,
you're just not, yeah. But hey, what can you do? Dan, Dak or Caleb? I'm going Dak Prescott there. Jai, Dak or Bryce Young? I'm going Dak Prescott. Walter, start Javonte or Swift? I'm going DeAndre Swift.
I agree.
Choose 2, Worthy, Metcalf, Jake. I'm going Worthy, and I'm going to go Worthy and Metcalf here.
Yep.
the wide receiver position.
We did just get a super chat, so let's prioritize that
Okay.
question. Wait, Styles, why are you saying Amarion and crying? Like, did something happen? I'm confused.
Like the Amarion picture.
Oh, okay. You freaked
With
me out,
Omarion?
bro. I have Amarion in both of our home leagues. I was like starting to freak out. All
Yeah,
right,
I have
Sturdy.
Chase Brown in both of our home leagues as well, so I have a lot of stock in Chase Brown this year.
Nice. Full PPR drill. Sorry. Wait, how did that
Nice.
relate to the story?
Fuck that guy. Fuck that guy.
Sorry. I was trying to connect the. All right. Jerome Ford or George Pickens? I will go George Pickens here.
I agree. George Pickens.
Yeah.
Come on, George. I have George and CD playing tonight as well in both of our home leagues. So if you want to kind of correlate that, connect those two dots.
So you're having a tough time this week because you have some in your most important leagues, your 3 most important leagues. You're counterintuitive in your lineups because you got the Eagles defense, but you have the Cowboys receivers. That's why you're struggling this week, I think.
Is that what? Maybe. I actually think. Well, CD is not. I'm not struggling with it. I'm going to start CD regardless. My thing is like I'm struggling with the Eagles defense. I think George and CD are going to have good games. I don't think the Eagles defense is going to have good games with my expectation of how good I think the Cowboys offense is going to be.
Okay.
So that's my struggle. I'm really struggling on the Eagles defense out of anyone.
Style says on a scale of 1 to 10, how devastated would people be if Bill is inactive this week? People, probably 10. Me, 4, 3. As a Commanders fan, I'd love to see him out there, but I'm not, basing my fantasy season on Bill's, success or non-success,
Yeah.
You agree?
I would agree.
All right.
What's going to happen?
Well, he could still be, pretty involved, but obviously we've got to wait and see. We've got a question on the Flock site. Anytime questions pop in there on the Flock site, we'll prioritize those. So shout out to Peso for showing some love to the channel. And he is starting Dak Prescott at running back. Taylor, Pacheco, Kyron, or Javonte are his options. So we're going to start Johnny Taylor. We're going to start Kyron Williams. At wide receiver, he's got a lot of great options. Jefferson's going to be in your lineup for sure. But then between Sutton, Metcalf, Judy Ridley, we're both going to go Sutton. Just have a little bit more confidence in that offense, in the matchup that he's got. And then McBride. And then I'm probably going to advocate for Pacheco here over any of the other options. I don't know if you disagree with me, but he's going to be the clear number 1 guy. Kareem Hunt's got that injury. So I just struggle not to put Pacheco in there. And if you're going to do that, that means you should probably actually start Pacheco at your running back spot.
RB2, yeah.
And then flex someone else just so you have flexibility. Because remember, guys, the Chiefs game is tomorrow, so Friday Night Football.
Yeah, look, I'm not opposed to it. I understand why you would do that. If there's going to be someone that's going to be really close, it's probably be DK, and I am just really struggling to start him just based off matchup, but it's also hard to not envision him at least getting, 7 to 8 targets this game.
Yeah, and I always go back and reference last year with Garrett Wilson because remember, Devontae Adams wasn't there at the beginning of the year. Garrett Wilson was the only guy. He had 11 targets. So he caught 6 of those for 60 yards. They were not on the same page. It wasn't pretty. It wasn't fluid, I could see a similar outcome for DK. It took Garrett Wilson and, as Bush knows this more than anyone from Stock Exchange, it took a long time for Garrett Wilson to be a good start, even though he was the number 1 weapon there. So, Anyway.
I hear that. I get that.
Appreciate you, Peso. Thanks for asking the question.
Peso. Love.
Chris says, should I flex Debo or run with Pickens today? Those guys are back-to-back in my rankings. If you want to have fun, put Pickens out there. I feel much more confident in Debo's floor, especially if Terry's going to be limited. We haven't gotten any reports that he'll be limited, but if he is, then that would be great for my teams.
Sorry, I got to answer the door. 1 second. I'll be back.
That's all right. Social Anxiety says, new to fantasy and American football in general. What's up? Welcome in. He says, is Jason for Devonta Smith and Njoku a good trade, or are my coworkers trying to take advantage of me? Is that a good trade? I would not do the trade, especially if you're in a PPR league. Yeah. That's typically what happens to new people. The people who have been playing fantasy for quite some time, they say, well, I'll give you 2 players for 1, right? So I'm helping you out. When in reality, they're just getting the best player in the deal. And if you're in a smaller league, then, they're really not trying to help you. They're just trying to make their starting lineup better. And that's how I would view this question. You already have Tyler Warren, so there's not really any reason to go out there and, say Njoku's some upgrade. JSN was a 2nd or a 3rd round pick this year. Devonta Smith was a 5th at best. So to me, that's them trying to take advantage of you, but I could be wrong. John Paul says Penix, Geno, or Russ for my quarterback 2. I'm going to go Geno there. Trill, what's up, Trill? Oh my God, a report just came out that's going to break fantasy football. This report is going to break fantasy football. Oh my gosh. Oh my God, this is going to blow up. Yeah. This report is going to break fantasy football entirely. Look, we have got to wait and see if this was all planned or not. But this report is just going to blow up Twitter. Absolutely going to blow up Twitter. So we'll have to wait and see if this is.
Oh my goodness, you're kidding me that is happening. Sorry, that sounds terrible because I'm not saying I'm victory lapping, but like that was why I was scared of CMC.
That is
now he's limited.
A victory lap, in case you were
But
wondering.
like this is why I was saying like I was scared of CMC, but the whole time everyone was like, well, anyone can get hurt. We're like, no shit, anyone can get hurt.
Right.
Like he has like the most potential to get hurt because of his history, but maybe I'm tripping. Anyways. Do you have CMC in
have
any important
CMC
leagues?
in our Superflex league. Obviously, we'll need to wait on more information. Right. Unfortunately, there will be someone like Badaki who's going to victory lap this and say, "Oh, I was smarter than all of you guys. I knew he was going to get injured."
Yeah, that was just me. You know what? I'll be that guy today. That's why I had to take him. She'll listen to me.
But we'll have to wait on more information here, so don't panic at this point. We'll have to wait and see what this actually means.
To be fair, limited can be anything. Yeah. Like
limited,
that can be like he went to go get a break because he had to go take a shit, and he was limited, and then he never came back out. Limited, that's literally what it can mean.
Yeah, limited can mean a lot of things. So we'll have to wait and see what exactly that means. But
it says
what will be?
Well, Adam Schefter just tweeted. Sorry, it says as limited today per due to a calf issue.
Yeah, that's not any new information, is it? That's exactly what we have here. But thanks, Adam. But yeah, we'll have to wait on more information on that.
Yeah.
Obviously, the reason that we panicked, Christian Kirk, it was like, oh, this sucks for Christian Kirk because he didn't practice at all. So that's not exactly the same situation. All right. Where do we want to go next?
I didn't know where you left off here. We did get a super chat here.
All right, let's just go to the super chat.
This is Dynasty PPR Jerome Ford plus a 3rd or Xavier Legette. I'm happy to take the 3rd. Personally, I don't know if you're going to be able to get more in a dynasty, especially if you're in a sharp dynasty league. I was going to say maybe you can wait after week 1, see if Jerome Ford is the guy, and then try and sell him for a 2nd, but that might be stretching it.
Yeah,
so I'll be okay with that 3rd. Maybe the 3rd and Legette.
That's a good question.
I think it's like you're risking it, right? Like you risk it to wait and see if he is the guy for the first couple weeks, and if he is, and he finishes, 10, 15 fantasy points per week for the next 2 to 3 weeks, and then someone in this scenario has CMC and he's out and they need a running back, you can trade in Jerome Ford because of that. Like you can use it, but that's also, he says it's Ford in the 3rd.
I don't think Legette is not worth a 2nd round pick. So Legette is worth a 3rd, and Jerome Ford is basically free there. So I would probably just keep the Ford in the 3rd side of that.
Oh, it's Jerome Ford in a 3rd or Legette. Sorry, sorry, I definitely read that wrong. I would keep Jerome Ford side of that.
All right. Ham says, just saw a reel of Zach ranking cereals without a hat, and he's low-key cutie patootie. I don't know what you're talking about.
They like you, man.
They
Come
like
on.
me. I love that. Josh says, do I start Pickens over Harvey with the rain today? Yeah, I would start Pickens over Harvey, even though I am hesitant. Pickens are a doomsday. This has been a doomsday for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll go Pickens.
Plum says,
Very close with those two.
1 point per reception. Would you trade Brian Thomas Jr. and Travion for Jefferson and Pollard?
Would you trade Brian Thomas or Travion for Justin Jefferson and Pollard? I think I would take BTJ in Travion.
In week 8, I would prefer Brian Thomas and Travion. Right now, I'm
Yeah.
probably going to say Jefferson and Pollard. It's close.
Yeah,
but
it is very close.
That's probably where I would lean. All right, we're going to answer, I think, a couple more questions and probably watch the start of this game as all the hype
We
is
did
kind
get
of
something
building.
on the flock side, by the way, I think, from Brizzleton.
Let's
I
jump
could
over
be-
there to Brizzleton. This might be one of the last questions we answer, unless anybody else
I
submits.
appreciate you, Brizzleton.
What's up, Brizzleton?
All right. So he is considering Justin Herbert or Jared Goff. I'll be going
Goff.
Jared Goff there. Yeah. Omarion, Tyrone. You have with Malik, Puka, Trey McBride, at the flex. You have Jameson in right now over
Wait, why?
some of these guys.
Yeah,
Some of
okay,
these
right.
guys
Some of
are
these guys
doubling
are
right now.
repeating twice.
Yeah. I would start Jameson over Omarion and Tracy.
Omarion's already in his roster. So I'm saying some of these guys
okay,
are
so
showing
it is
twice.
So it is Jameson, excuse me.
Mm-hmm.
This is how I would set the lineup. Sorry. So the only thing I would change is Jared Goff over Drake May that you showed us. You're starting Omarion Hampton. You're going to start Tyrone Tracy. I would start Tyrone Tracy over JK. Malik Neighbors, Puka Nacua, Trey McBride, and Jameson. I think maybe Zach would potentially start JK Dobbins over Tracy. No? Okay.
No.
Okay, so we're on the same page here there, Brizzleton.
Yeah, we're on the same page. I am right there with you, brother. Good team. All right, let's answer a couple more questions here, and then we'll log off for the night. First one's a super chat from Trill. Says, should I drop Tootin, Blue, Jaden Reed for Thornton Jr.? I'd be comfortable dropping Blue just because we know he's inactive.
I would agree.
And then if he turns in, if Thornton turns into a nothing burger, you can drop Thornton for Blue next week and stash him.
Yeah, I'm right there with you.
So, yeah. Should we answer a couple more and then log off for the day?
Yeah, let's do it. Maybe the next 5.
All right.
wanna do
Next
5?
5 at random. We'll do 5 at
5
random.
at random. You go for it.
Swan says Kyler or Bo Nix. I'm going Bo Nix, but it's close. Good luck.
Agreed.
Let's see. Goff or Lawrence this week? I'm going Jared Goff.
Agreed. That's 2 out of 5.
That's 2 out of 5. Let's see. Collusion says, is Thornton a pickup with Amari retiring? Drop Keenan for him. I wouldn't drop Keenan, but if that's your lowest ranked player, then you got to make a tough decision. He should definitely be stashed, though.
He's worth a flyer stash if you can, but I feel like Keenan is a little bit more valuable right now, but he's probably not going to make it until the next week, next waiver wire. Andrew here with the super chat. Thank you so much. He says Dak or May. I'm going to be starting Dak Prescott here.
Yeah, really close call. Don't love the matchup for Dak here in week 1, but unfortunately, we can't trust May just yet. We have more evidence with. I just realized we have more evidence with Dak as a fantasy quarterback.
What happened?
No, I just saw the tweet from Mason, which I found hilarious because I just am realizing the flock league, how this is going to impact the flock league. If you guys don't know, Sal drafted CMC at 5, and Barkley went at 6, and this is going to be chaos. This is going to be.
It just lines up perfectly for him every time. doesn't
Mason
it?
is so lucky, bro. It's crazy
He gets
how much
so
luck he gets in
everything
the
is
flock
so
league.
lucky.
It's
Genuinely
insane.
But Sal, and what's crazy, Sal doesn't have any other running backs because he went CMC, JT, and just went wide receiver, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. All right. Let's answer 2 more, and then we're off. All right. So the first one is from. Gotta do it at random. Sorry, guys. First one. Let's just.
Mike Wright is also like.
Bro, that was his like number 1 ranked player.
That was his guy, and he just put like the meme of the guy like
jumping off the building.
drinking.
Yeah. Again, this could be nothing, but it's certainly not fun to see.
Yeah.
So, Reaper says McMillan or Harvey. I'm assuming that's Tet McMillan. We would go Tet McMillan there. If that's Tet
McMillan.
Tataroa. What's up, Mike? Yeah, about to log off for the day here. Ryan Inky says PPR Flex 1, Marvin Kinwalker or Tortilla McMillan. What do you think here?
Wow. To be honest, out of the 2, it will be Marvin or Kenneth Walker. I'm going to go based off matchup. I'm going to go Marvin. That's like the party play, I would say. Out of all these guys, Walker feels like the safer play.
Yeah, I would go Walker. Just, I've advocated for this thought process all stream where, Walker's going to get the goal line touchdown. If there's a goal line touchdown, he's going to get more guaranteed touches. I want to see Marvin excel in year 2. But if you have an option like Walker that's safer in week 1, I think you wait to see Marvin do it first. So,
yeah.
All right, guys, that is it for today. We appreciate y'all for being here with us. Good luck tonight. Whatever happens, just know we cannot predict the future. Okay, we cannot.
It's all your fault.
The future.
I'm actually excited for that. You guys told me to start this guy. You were wrong.
Yeah, I know, right? Make your own decisions. We can tell you why we would draft and start certain players, but anything is possible. I hope it goes your way. Remember, there's a reason that they play the game, and it's time to play the game. We appreciate y'all. Good luck this week. And if you have any questions that are really desperately needing to be answered, you can pop them onto the Flock site. We'll answer them offline for you as well if you ask, hey, I want this answered at ASAP. All right, we'll see you guys later. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Love.